Welp, here we are at episode 2. Of course, right as I decide to relaunch my Twitch channel, I end up falling ill for a whole week. Fantastic. Despite having a fever, runny nose, and wheezing like a dying caribou, I still kept my streaming schedule without missing a single day. I was barely able to talk, but I did it. So now that my voice is on the mend, I'm looking forward to recording these episodes and getting y'all caught up on everything we've done since last time. So just like I predicted last episode, we had more of my viewers from before my hiatus return to the stream now that they realized that I'm back. First, we had Flame Tiger 77, whose request I finished while I was on hiatus in preparation of my re-debut episode. As you can see, they requested Rouge the Bat and Bat Rarity flying around with jetpacks while wearing leotard uniforms. Flame Tiger tends to make requests with a similar theme, and sure enough, their next request was of Pip Petals, Bat Rarity, and Rouge the Bat flying with jetpacks and leotards. A 3-character request will take longer to finish, but that's the advantage of giving everyone a set amount of draw time each stream. If I was still trying to finish each request every stream like I used to, I'd have to say no to big complicated requests like this. But because they got broken up into little pieces that can be carried over to later streams, there is no limit to how much people can ask for. Next up, we had Video Game Andrew come back. They also had a request they'd placed before the hiatus that had been completed. This one is of them and their wife Lizzie transforming into werewolves under the full moon. Most of Video Game Andrew's requests involve furry transformations, and the next one they placed was no exception. The new request is of them as Isabelle from Animal Crossing, helping the mayor in the office. I've been meaning to start with backgrounds to make my time lapses look better, and that's exactly what I did this time. I ended up getting the background sketched entirely done and did just a little bit of starting on the Andrew Isabelle foreground character. After that, we had Drigsoon stop in. They were here last episode with their cousin Dusky Midnight, but ended up being on their own this time. They were a little worried about my health since I was sick as heck, but after I assuaged their concerns, they decided to place a request of their own. As you can see, it is some kind of dragon airplane, cyborg hybrid similar to a Durg, but not a Durg. I was having trouble sketching the wing on stage left, so I ended up having to save that for later. Next up, we had Lucky Kid 77 return and place a new request of Wendy from Don't Starve, foraging through the mud for supplies and resources. Lucky Kid 77 tends to make a lot of mud and mud-related art requests. The last person to stop in was S101X. Where do I even begin with this guy? S101X is one of my earliest viewers, and their first request was of Sonic the Hedgehog with a moss beard turning into moss while covered in moss and obsessed with moss. His requests tend to involve similar themes of Sonic being in a manic state while experiencing some kind of peril. Either that or Snom. In this case, his request was a continuation of a drawings I've done of Goop Sonic with a goop beard wading through goop. This episode was a bit rough, partially because I was sick and partially because I was starting 5 requests from scratch. Sketching is always the most difficult part of any request and requires the most concentration, all of which I had to do while very sick. All in all, I found myself definitely looking forward to ending the stream and taking a long nap. And that concludes episode 2 of my request blog. I hope to see you all for the next one. Night-night!